Hey, it's Mark Lynn here with your video thought for the day. Okay, we're going to round out this week, finishing the songs, if you will, that were pronounced and the prophetic words that were spoken by the father of John the Baptist, Zachariah, and the mother of Jesus, Mary. And we did the Song of Mary earlier in the week, and then we did the prophetic statements of Zachariah yesterday, and I want to finish it with this morning. And there are two things that I need to get to you today. One's just quick and easy. The other one is really warm and special. Here it is. Zechariah is giving this prophetic statement, and it's profound and it's incredible. And it's talking about how the word of the Lord is coming and being fulfilled and bringing salvation to us and all the wonderful things as John the Baptist is going to prepare the way of the Lord and things like that. But it's talking about us, and what God has done. And then in Luke chapter 1, verse 76, Zechariah turns what he's saying, and he speaks prophetically the word of the Lord into the life of his son. Zechariah says, "And you, my child, will be called the prophet of the Most High. For you will go before the Lord to prepare his ways, to give knowledge of salvation to his people," and on and on and on. I really think this is an important passage that every parent needs to give thought to. That we need to emulate, to follow the model of Zechariah. And we need to speak to our children the word of the Lord. You say, well, God hadn't given me a prophetic word. God has given you scripture. And every parent needs to find verses and wisdom and insight from scripture and speak them directly into our children. Point one. Point two, as Zechariah brings this to a close, Zechariah talks about the tender mercy of God and what that tender mercy does. And he gives light to those who sit in darkness and in the shadow of death. Wow. God gives light to those who are sitting, who are stuck in darkness, who are just stuck in the shadow of death, not moving, seated. God gives light to those people, the passage ends, to guide their feet into the way of peace. Think about that for a moment. There's a shift here. There are people who sit in darkness and the shadow of death, where darkness is so present they can't escape it. They can't find their way out of it. It just seems like there's no answer to life. There's nothing that's going to get me out of where I am. And yet the coming Messiah, the work of Jesus, does exactly that. It raises you up from sitting in darkness and the shadow of death. And it shines light to your feet so that it guides you into the way of peace. That Hebrew word peace, shalom, doesn't mean only no turmoil, but it means a fulfillment. It means a joy. It means goodness. It's a huge blessing. It's just the English translators have to stick one word on it, so they just stick the word peace. But it's not just peace of heart and peace of life. It's peace of life. It's peace of mind. It's peace of it's a wholeness, health, mental health, physical health, spiritual health. And this is what God does. God, Jesus, comes into our lives, and he takes us from sitting stuck in darkness and the shadow of death and despair and despondency, where you're shattered, where you're devastated, where you're destroyed and there seems no way out. And in comes the light of Jesus, the love of God that is so great for you. And Jesus calls you by name and says, you follow me, and I'm shining light for your feet, and we're getting you out of this darkness. We're getting you out of this shadow of death, and we're bringing you into wholeness and peace. It's pretty good. No, that's really good. That's going to take me through this weekend. I'm following the Lord out of any darkness that finds its way in my life, and I hope you'll do the same, because it's your video thought for the day. God bless you.